I'll jump in to give a slightly different response to sustainability. One way that we approached it with Second Story, the local peer respite house, is instead of, I really first have to preface, I think when you're doing alternatives, my personal opinion is you got to stay away from the traditional funding sources because they're going to bring you back to the traditional treatment models. And so I think there has to be a line clearly drawn that we're doing something different, and therefore, if the money's tied to the medical model, it's gonna destroy your program, I think. So one way I addressed sustainability when I wrote a grant for our peer respite house was to say that we will show viability, sustainability by the fact that when people start using our program, they're going to stop using the traditional services, which are typically very expensive. They love it when you can show that you're going to reduce hospitalizations. Obviously, that's the most expensive cost. And the way our peer respite in Santa Cruz has continued to be funded, even when the grant funding went away, and the reason the county picked it up and just pays general fund dollars, meaning there's no insurance type Medicaid, Medicare attachment, is because they know that people who use the peer respite are no longer needing acute services. They go back to the peer respite and it's a lot less expensive. So you have to address that in a narrative that gets people to start thinking differently rather than you being pigeonholed to think about their view of sustainability. You've got to educate them to look at sustainability from a different vantage point. And then you have to prove it. You have to ask for buying some time to generate the data to show that, in fact, this is true. I mean, hopefully it is. I mean, you can't guarantee anything until you've had a chance to operate for, at least 3 years. But if you can have some time, then your job is we're going to gather the data. We're going to track and follow people with their permission to show what kind of services they utilize when they leave your program. That's how I address sustainability.